Live on YouTube, starting us up on the Rumble. Good afternoon, hello, welcome to This Day in History, aka TDH. I'm Xander, you viewer are you, and we will be joined by the Golden Loon here shortly. Anyway, today is, of course, Tears' Day, right? Yep, Tuesday, June 30th, 2026. After today, I believe the year is half over. So, that's pretty wild to think about. The show is about interesting, important events that happened today throughout the annals of recorded history. We have a 45-page document to go through today, so let's start rattling it off here. Starting us off in the year 296, St. Marcellianus began his reign as Catholic Pope. Yep, Pope Marcellius began his papacy, okay. 350, Roman usurper Nepotius of the Constantinian dynasty was defeated and killed by troops of the usurper Magentinus in Rome. Wow, so we have two usurpers killing each other to be there can only be one, Highlander-style usurper type thing. 636, Fifth Council of Toledo of 22 bishops convened by Visigothic King Scintilla to help shore up his reign. 833, the Loon joins the show.
In 1833?
Not even 18, in 833.
Oh, 8.
Yeah. Still have 1,000 years to go before that. The Field of Lies, Louis the Pious, king of the Franks, was tricked and forced to abdicate by his three sons and Pope Gregory IV at a meeting near Colmar in Alsace. You missed it earlier in 350. We had one usurper killing another usurper, or by troops of another usurper or something. So. Anyway, 949, Otto the Great gave away Bisfork of Utrecht for Utrecht. I have no idea what the heck that means. There it is right there. I'm going to look that up really quick just to see if I can find anything. Okay, well, that's just giving me the article right there so that we're looking at. 1294, Jews were expelled from Bern, Switzerland. Why? Here we go again. 1377, foundation stone laid for Ulm Minster in Free Imperial City of Ulm, Holy Roman Empire. Construction was not completed until 1890, when it became the tallest church in the world. So it started in 1377 and completed in 1890.
Wow.
And I went
over 200 years.
Quite a bit, yeah. It's more. Well,
500.
Yeah, 13 to 18.
Years.
Yeah, almost 500. But look at that thing.
So 500 years?
Yeah, I mean, it takes a while to quarry all that stone and cut it down to size and place it and do this and do that and generations. I've heard stories of people reading through their father talking about their father working on the cathedral, talking about his father working on the cathedral, talking about his father when it started. It's
500 goes beyond generational. You lose track at 500 years.
Oh yeah.
We don't know who we're connected to 500 years ago.
Well, if everybody throughout the period keeps records and makes that a thing, then we might, So
helpful.
I don't know. 1397, Denmark, Norway, and Sweden signed the Union of Kalmar under Queen Margaretha. All right. 1520, Spanish conquistadors were expelled from Tenochtitlan following an Aztec revolt against their rule under Hernan Cortez during La Noche Triste, the Night of Sadness. Many soldiers drowned in the escape, and Aztec Emperor Moctezuma II died in the struggle. Yikes, that is a Night of Sadness. And there are images of this. They're really busy, so it's kind of hard to see what's really going on. But, that's when they first met, right there. So, this looks like some kind of conflict. They're all fighting on this land bridge or something right here. So, moving on up to 1548, Augsburg interim issued by Charles V became law, ordered Lutherans to return to Catholic practices with some concessions. 1559, King Henry II of France was seriously injured in a jousting match against Gabriel de Montgomery. So yeah, these jousting, people got injured in these all the time. There was there was one nobleman or some king or whatever. I don't know if it was a British or French or whatever, but several kings and people have been killed in these. But what's it called? Nostradamus wrote a quatrain about it.
Oh.
I think it was only a couple years beforehand or something. I don't know when Nostradamus, existed. But it was talking about like the lion shall take the arrow in the eye or something, and he took the lance in the eye and died of infection a week later. So, 1596, English and Dutch fleet began attack of the Spain fleet moored at Cadiz during the Anglo-Spanish War, led also to the looting and burning of the city of Cadiz. Yikes. 1598, the Spanish held Castillo San Felipe del Morro in San Juan, Puerto Rico, having been besieged for 15 days, surrendered to an English force under Sir George Clifford, Earl of Cumberland. 1607, Annals Ecclesiasticae, the scientific history of Catholicism, was published. And I looked this up here earlier. I'm not sure if this is, no, it's not. It's not in the thumbnail, but there's just images from the books, here from the book, various pages. This looks like the cover. That looks really cool. Very elaborate. And then we have just a very basic looking book right here. 1632, the University of Tartu was founded. It's pretty cool. I wonder if it's still around. You know what? I'm going to look this up here. University of Tartu. Let's just do a surface level scratch, see if this comes up with anything that's in existence. Yeah, it's Public University in Tartu, Estonia.
Yeah. Whoa.
Established 1632, it was closed from 1665 to 1690, and in 1710 to 1802. So almost 100 years that second time. Oh wow. Founder King Gustavus Adolphus of Sweden. Ah. All right. You know what? I'm gonna put this in the underbar. Just start that here really quick. Oh yeah, here's a title: Evolution Debate Theory of Relativity Tunguska event. I always have a difficult time pronouncing that. But I showed you that earlier, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And this link and all the ones that we collected throughout the show will appear in the underbar description below after the live stream, roughly like 10 minutes or so after, whatever. Would you mind turning that light on, please? Thank you. We already have a lot of cool links down there if you'd like to check that out and such. So, but yeah, this university, really cool stuff. 1665, the number of deaths in London from the Great Plague during June was recorded at 6,137 people. Yikes! Well, it's the plague. 1688, Whig lords questioned Prince William III of Orange on Protestantism. The Immortal Seven issued the invitation to William, which would culminate in the Glorious Revolution. What is going on? That sounds wild. 1700, Gelderland went on the Gregorian calendar, making tomorrow 12/7/1700. That's European. They're backwards, so it's actually so it's not December 7th. It's July 12th.
Yeah.
1700. So the 12 days just vanish. Ain't that a bitch? 1703, the Battle of Ekkeren between a Dutch force and a French force. What? That's all we got? Like,
Yeah,
like
it?
It started, it ended. Like, what happened? Like, let's see, Battle of Ekkeren. Okay, okay, it was today. So I guess it started and ended today. I'll just put this here so I can elaborate more on that later. What else we got here? 1704, first trial for piracy by the British Admiralty Court outside of Britain found Captain John Quelch and 5 crew guilty, sentenced to hang the same day. I'm gonna image search that really quick just to
Didn't
see.
waste any time.
No, piracy, like, well, what pirates were, because, like, a lot of people, they think pirates were these swashbuckling renegades. They just went out there, with their own, got their own crew together somehow and all that stuff and then went out on an adventure. No, pirates were actually, like, essentially mercenaries. Now, they did do swashbuckling and all the stuff that they did, but they did it under the employment of either the British, the French, or the Spanish.
Inside job.
No, not an inside job. As a guerrilla terrorist militarized force, kind of like how we did with the Al Qaeda versus Russians, in the war of Afghanistan back in the 70s. Like we had we used a paramilitary force. That's what the pirates were. They looted and kept whatever they looted and all that stuff, as long as their enemies, like if you got hired by the British, then you attacked Spanish and French ships.
Yeah.
As long as they don't have it, you don't care. That was the whole point, to just screw them. So that's what pirates really were. Pretty wild. 1722, Hungarian parliament condemned Emperor Charles VI's pragmatic sanctions to recognize his daughters as heirs. Huh. Yeah, because he never had a son and everything, and yeah, he had some kind of I think this is the guy who had some kind of like near death experience or something, or just wanted to make sure, like in the highly likely case of his death. I mean, like back in those days, people die randomly all the time. You stub your toe, get an infection, you die a week later. Like especially if you got a splinter in there. Because no antiseptic, nothing like that. So, but yeah, he never had any sons, so he changed things, and I think he eventually did. If this is the same guy I'm thinking of, changed things to make his daughter the heir. So. 1737, British commissioners of longitude granted self-taught clockmaker John Harrison £500 after the successful trial of his first longitude clock. Cool. 1741, Pope Benedict XIV encyclical forbidding traffic in alms. So, what does that mean? Traffic in alms. Like, I know about alms for the poor or whatever, but like...
That's exactly what I was thinking.
I mean, is alms a city? Like, I'm gonna put this in the traffic in alms. If anybody wants to look through this, let us know what this actually means. Let us know in the comments section. That'd be wonderful. 1755, Philippines closed all non-Catholic Chinese restaurants. That's not cool.
That's weird.
Yeah. 1755, we got that one. 1758, 7 Years' War. The Battle of Darmstadt resulted in Austrian victory over Prussia and Moravia. So, other source says 7 Years' War. Habsburg Austrian forces destroyed a Prussian reinforcement and supply convoy in the Battle of Darmstadt, helping to expel Prussian King Frederick the Great from Moravia. That's a little bit more substance right there. 1794, Siege of Fort Recovery, Ohio. Anglo-American army held off an attack on the fort by an Indian confederacy. Huh. So it says Native American forces under Blue Jacket attacked Fort Recovery. Northwest Indian War. 1800, Glasgow Police established the City of Glasgow Police, considered the first modern-style municipal police force in Glasgow, Scotland. But didn't we cover, like a week or so ago, in Britain, the first police force?
Boy, I don't remember.
Hold on a second. First police. You know what? Hold on a second. What I'll just do is do this here. Police. So let's see here. First American police forms in New Amsterdam. Colonies. Well, this is going all the way. So I'm in 1800. Oh, here we go. The city's first. Okay, so this is not the world's first modern police force, but right here, first American police force forms in New Amsterdam. So, and that's 1658.
Whoa.
So who invented the police? I mean, no, you can't really. It's not really something to invent. It's something that's just been around since forever. 1805, Michigan Territory organized under, quote, an act to divide the Indiana Territory into two separate governments, end quotes, adopted by the U.S. Congress on January 11th, 1805, the Michigan Territory was organized. That's a heck of a mouthy title right there, an act to divide the Indiana Territory into two separate governments.
Yeah.
I mean, it's self-described, but couldn't you, condense it and then elaborate more later? So, and here's just a map of the territories. Michigan Territory, right there, with all the little things. St. Joseph,
Lakes,
Oakland, Crawford, Chippewa. Well, look at Michilimackinac. Look at that weird long thing there.
Yeah.
1815, U.S. naval hero Stephen Decatur ended attacks by Algerian pirates. What? I'm gonna do a surface level scratch of that really quick. Second Barbary War. Huh. Also known as the U.S.-Algerian War. Oh, wait. Is that the one where the pirates declared war on the U.S.? Remember that? Like a while ago?
I don't know.
Second Barbary War. Well, there was an article we read a while ago about pirates declaring war on the United States. So I think that might be it. Anyway, 1834, Congress created Indian Territory, present-day Oklahoma, as a place for Native peoples. The whole place used to be a place for Native peoples. So.
And now we have to make a place for them.
Yeah. 1834, Congress created Indian Territory. We got that one. 1859, French acrobat Charles Blondin became the first to cross Niagara Falls. Niagara Falls.
Niagara
On a
Falls.
tightrope. So that's pretty
She didn't
crazy
go
right
over
there.
the barrel.
No, but there it is right there.
Yeah.
Going over.
Crazy.
Yeah, absolutely nuts. That's a smaller image right there. There's no good images, really. This looks wrong.
Yeah.
Like, what's all this? Is that just the support ropes there? And why is he carrying somebody in a suit? So, but he's not in here. So that's a weird drawing there. So, yeah. With the aid of a 26-foot-long balancing pole, he crossed the gorge in a stunt taking just 23 minutes. Wow. 1860, famous debate on Charles Darwin's theory of evolution was held at Oxford University Museum, dominated by arguments between Thomas Henry Huxley and Bishop Samuel Wilberforce. So it occurred in the Oxford University Museum of Natural History.
Ah.
1861, CSS Sumter slipped past USS Brooklyn blockade.
Yeah,
The sneaky
Sumter,
little
yeah.
thing. Yeah. Well, no, not Fort Sumter. This is a ship.
Yeah.
1862, Battle of Glendale, Fraser's Farm, day 6 of 7 days battles. Virginia Confederate assault attack, U.S. Civil War. I've been seeing this every day, and every single time I'm debating whether or not I should mark it, and it's just like, this is day 6 of 7, and I'm just like, you know what, this battle is a week long.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I should have been covering this every day, but, you know, it's just, day 1 of 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, now we're on 6, and tomorrow's going to be 7 of 7, so...
Well, you should definitely cover it tomorrow.
Yes.
On the end.
Yeah. It's just a really weird thing seeing it every day. It's just like, you know what? Like, I should talk about it at some point. 1862, French writer Gustave Flaubert completed his novel Salamambo. Never heard of it. 1863, Dutch colony Suriname counted a population of 33,000 slaves. Wow. We also have skirmish at Sporting Hill, Pennsylvania. I wonder if they had a good sport there. No. 1864, Yosemite Grant Act signed by President Abraham Lincoln bestowing 200,000 acres to the state of California, establishing the United States' first state-controlled park for public use, resort, and recreation. So the Yosemite Valley, which was the big old waterfall that I'd love to see one day. 1865.
Been ruined by people. Too many people.
Yeah. 1865, 8 alleged conspirators in assassination of Lincoln were found guilty. 1870, Ada Kepley became the first Stadian female law college graduate at the old University of Chicago near Northwestern, or later Northwestern. 1871, Guatemala revolted for agrarian reforms. What's agrarian reforms? Like, I've heard the word agrarian, I just don't really know what... Guatemalan Revolution. Huh. You know what an agrarian means?
do not.
So, hold on a second. Let's just look up that word by itself. Agrarianism. Okay? Is a social and political philosophy that advocates for rural development, a rural agricultural lifestyle, family farming, widespread property ownership, and political decentralization. Those who adhere to agrarianism tend to value traditional forms of local community over urban modernity. Agrarian political parties sometimes aim to support the rights and sustainability of small farmers and poor peasants against the wealthy, powerful, and famous in society. Ah, that sounds like something I'm interested in. Agrarianism. Lot of letters in that thing. Weird letters. What else have we got here? 1876, Serbia declared war on Turkey, the Ottoman Empire, leading to the Serbian Wars for Independence. 1879, ex-Candidate Ismail Pasha left Cairo with a train full of stolen goods.
Oh.
Whoa. 1882, Charles J. Gettier was hanged in Washington, D.C. for the assassination of U.S. President James Garfield.
Oh, man.
Well, good.
Yeah.
You know?
Didn't know they hanged the guy.
Yeah. 1886, the first transcontinental train trip across Canada departed from Montreal, Quebec, and arrived in Port Moody, British Columbia on July 4th.
Hey.
Yeah.
My aunt and uncle lived in Port Moody.
Oh, cool. 1892, the Homestead Strike began near Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Why? What the Homestead Strike? What the hell? It's a weird, like, people striking about homesteads? Homestead Strike. What is this? 1892. I see, like, a bunch of military, like... It was an industrial lockout and strike that occurred in Pennsylvania in the United States in 1892. It began on July 1st, culminating in a battle in which strikers defeated private security agents on July 6th. Wow, what the hell? Like, this is a whole thing. Homestead strike. I'm gonna add this into the underbar section really quick. This dispute occurred at the Homestead Steelworks in Pittsburgh area town of Homestead, Pennsylvania, between the Amalgamated Association of Iron and Steel Workers, the AA, and the Carnegie Steel Company. The final result was a major defeat for the Union strikers and a setback for their efforts to unionize steel workers. The battle was a pivotal event in U.S. labor history. Wow, so, people are fighting to the death for their rights against their companies.
Carnegie was a very wealthy steel man.
Yeah. 1893, Excelsior diamond, the blue-white 995 carats, which was then the world's largest, discovered in Jagersfontein mine, South Africa. Now, I do have an image of this, but before I get to there, like, this is the best I can do. Like,
Whoa, can't see much.
It doesn't look like, that good.
No.
Like, this is a better image here. I thought about using this for the thumbnail, but then it wouldn't be, I'm not sure if there'd be enough, like, room on this side for it not to look weird in the thumbnail. So, this is what I had in the thumbnail.
That's pretty, that's beautiful right there.
Yeah. Well, like, that's, it was, right, somewhere in here. Huh.
That's the final cuts and all that.
Yeah, oh, there it is. Yeah. So, although they look different. So, but this is like, it used to look like that.
That's the original.
Yeah, I would rather have that. That's awesome. I mean, that's what came out of nature. Yeah. Nature made that. Humans didn't make that. Nature made that. And then we take and we cut it. That's not beautiful enough. I mean, I guess if you want to wear things, but we can make fake shit now. So there's no need to cut actual diamond. Like, I mean, if anything, it should be like on a mantle like that. I mean, that's fantastic. 1894, Korea declared independence from China, then asked for Japanese aid. Kind of stupid. Just like they're inviting the Japanese to conquer them.
Yeah.
What the hell? 1894, London's Tower Bridge opened across the Thames. And there it is right there.
Oh, nice. It opened, huh?
Yeah.
What year again?
Yeah, 1894.
My goodness.
Yeah. We all know this bridge here.
Across that bridge. Yeah. 1894 it opened. Good grief. You
lucky. 1896, William S. Hadaway patented an electric stove in the U.S. And I have an image search for this as well. Like, right here, it just shows... Like, I don't know how to read this, but that's the blueprint. And then it shows this. It's an advertisement, cooked with electricity. And it shows a lady putting a pie into the oven. So, all right. What else do we got here? 1898, Winton Motor Carriage Company published the first known automobile ad in Scientific American using the headline, "Dispense with a horse." Wow. So, poor horses are getting, here we go, dispense with a horse. And save the expense, care, and anxiety of keeping it. To run a motor carriage costs about half a cent a mile. Wow. That would have been a cool image for the thumbnail.
Will it get you there?
Well, depends on how well you do. 1899, spin bowler Jack Hearn took England cricket's first Test hat trick versus Australia in a draw on third Test at Hiddingreen, dismissed champion middle order trio Clem Hill, Cy Gregory, and Monty Noble. Okay, whatever that means. 1900, finally, 4 German liners burned at Hoboken docks in New Jersey. 326 people die.
Ooh.
Wow. Well, the German liners, so ocean liners, I guess. So it must be filled with passengers and crew.
Hoboken, New Jersey. I've heard of it.
Yep. We also have, this is the same thing. This is connected. Hoboken docks fire in and around the Hoboken, New Jersey piers of the Norddeutscher Lloyd Shipping Company on the Hudson River killed at least 326 people. Holy crap, dude. So, it's telling me to image search this, so I'm going to do so. Yeah, you guys, it shows like a ship afterward listing and all that stuff. That appears to be a photograph right there. It's in German, though. Die Brenner de Bremen, die New Yorker Docks, Bedrohen. And while it's German, this was a German liner, so it must be reporting on it in German. Yeah, 2 great German liners, the Bremen, left, and the Maine, burned at their docks, and the third was towed out to midstream in this tragic fire on June 30th, 1900. Over 300 lives were lost, several piers burned to water's edge in the greatest waterfront disaster in Hoboken's history. Yikes. 902, Cleveland was the first American League team to hit 3 consecutive home runs in the same inning. Wow. 1905, 27-year-old clerk Albert Einstein published his theory of special relativity. Yep. The relationship between space and time and the equation E equals mc squared. So he sent the article on the electrodynamics of moving bodies in which he introduced special relativity for publication in Annals der Physik, some kind of physics magazine in German. 1905 as well, the mutinous battleship Potemkin arrived in Odessa in the Russian Empire, where sailors took the bodies of dead crewmen ashore and joined civilians in revolutionary actions during the 1905 revolution. And we also have the crew of the Russian battleship Georgy Potemkin mutinied in support of the Potemkin, which mutinied 3 days earlier. So Russia is falling apart in 1905. 1906, U.S. Congress passed the Meat Inspection Act and the Pure Food and Drug Act, and these laws owe much to the exposed journalism of the period. Upton Sinclair's The Jungle in particular. That's what I'm talking about. I referenced it the other day, the book The Jungle, about food laws, FDA, and all that stuff. Yeah. About how meat is stored, how it's treated, how it's handled, like every step of the way, you know. And we just talked about it right here. Yeah. That's the book that it covered what the industry did. There were no regulations. There was no industry standard, and you know, it was crazy. 1908, a giant fireball, most likely caused by the airburst of a large meteoroid or a comet, flattened 80 million trees near the stony Tunguska River in Yesteryear, Russia, in the largest impact event in recorded history. Yeah. So the Tunguska event. Yeah. There's videos all over the place out there on it. This is like a belief of what it looked like from space. You can see the Earth here, kind of the curvature here, and that's how big the explosion was. It was an airburst, so boom. But
yeah, wait a minute. They can't get it from space in 1908.
No. That's as I said, artist rendition.
Oh.
But like right here, that's an actual photo.
Yeah,
I've
seen that picture before.
All the trees in one direction.
Yeah.
So. What else we got here? 1908 as well. At 41 years, 3 months, future Baseball Hall of Fame pitcher Cy Young became the oldest player to record a third career no-hitter as Boston Red Sox beat New York Highlanders 8-0. Wow, 41 years. Wow. 1909, MLB Pittsburgh Pirates host the first game at Forbes Field, losing 3-2 to the Chicago Cubs in front of 30,338 fans in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Club owner Barney Dreyfus named the first steel and concrete stadium after British General John Forbes, who fought in the French and Indian War and named the city.
Now, just jumping back up to Cy Young because you got by too quick. Now the best pitcher in baseball wins the Cy Young Award each year.
Yes, we've covered the Cy Young Award many times. And what's the Heisman Trophy? It's the football one.
Yeah.
Oh, and then we have the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
You know,
that's the team.
Off of Stanley.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, these are awards named after people.
Yeah.
You know, I know a lot more about sports than I knew I did. Pretty wild. 1912, 1911, U.S. Assay Office in St. Louis, Missouri closed. Initially, I didn't mark that, and then there was another assay office closed, like later on. I didn't mark that, but then like freaking 7 assay offices closed in like one hit. So I went back, and so that's why I have these marked. So just be on your toes for assay offices. I'm just covering the ass. So. 1912, the Regina Cyclone, Canada's deadliest tornado event, killed 28 people in Regina, Saskatchewan. 1 year later, 1913, to increase the peacetime strength of the German army, the Reichstag passed the army and finance bills, a massive defense buildup. 365 more days later, Indian civil rights activist M.K. Gandhi was arrested after campaigning for Indian rights in South Africa. Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of these BLM and Antifa and LGBTQ, Alpha Mafia, the feminists, the feminazis, all these people always marching in the street, the ICE protesters and everything. If you really were being oppressed, the police would be shooting the hell out of you with water guns, with these sound guns, dispersing you. Basically, all the stuff that they do to us white people, they'd be doing to them. and they think that they're oppressed. They are the agenda. They don't even realize that they're the very pawns that they think that they're fighting against. It's sad how deranged these people are. They don't realize that they're fighting for the power. So, anyway, 1916, British General Douglas Haig reported, quote, "The men are in splendid spirits," end quote, the day before the Battle of the Somme begins. The Battle of the Somme, that's a big one.
I've never heard of it.
You haven't heard of the Somme?
No.
Wow. Well, it was a big one. So, 1916, British General Douglas Haig, we got that one. World War I, and the day Sousa died, elements of the Royal Sussex Regiment took heavy casualties in the Battle of the Boar's Head at Reichenberg-les-Aveux in France. 1918, prominent U.S. socialist and pacifist Eugene Debs was arrested on charges of denouncing the government, a violation of the Espionage Act of 1917. And you know what? That's all. I gotta look this up for you. Battle of the Somme. It was 4 months, 2 weeks, and 3 days long.
Whoa.
Yeah, I told you it's one of the bigger ones. And
well, that was trench warfare. They really stretched out.
Well, casualties and losses.
That's a long time.
Casualties and losses. British figures between 440,000 to 600,000. German figures 237 to 429,000. 41,000 some odd men captured by the French. Wow. 31,000 some odd men captured by the British. 31,000 some odd. There. Yeah. So
who won the battle?
Who did win the battle? Inconclusive results.
All that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they literally they literally threw millions, literally millions into the meat grinder.
That is huge.
Just for inches.
Yeah.
So it's nuts. 1918, prominent U.S. socialist and pacifist. We got that one. 1921, the South African Reserve Bank was established. Sounds like the Rothschilds to me. 22, in Washington, D.C., U.S. Secretary of State Charles Evans Hughes and the Dominican Ambassador Francisco J. Peñado signed the Hughes-Peñado Agreement, which ended the United States occupation of the Dominican Republic. Why were we there?
Good question.
England scored 2-503 in days play versus South Africa at Lord's. Don't know what the hell that means. It's obviously cricket, so... 25, Charles Jenkins was granted the U.S. patent for transmitting pictures over wireless early television.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
Yes, 1925.
Man. Wow.
Yeah. So, this is whatever this is,
yeah.
I guess, wirelessly transmitting to light up the lights or something. Just, if you, look really close to a TV, those dots are basically what you see. So I guess that's just like a proof of concept type thing. But Charles Jenkins invented a mechanical television that he named Radiovision, which was said to have transmitted one of the first moving images in 1923. So that's 2 years before what I just read. The Stadian inventor went on to promote his theories and the technology of the television along with other inventors when they transmitted the first live pictures to a screen. This pilgrim in the history of the television is also famous for creating the first television station in North America. Well, that would make sense. He would continue on with all that. But that's an image of the device, whatever the heck it did, however it was built. Cool. So, 1927, Nicaraguan revolutionary Augustus Caesar Sandino issued his Manifesto Politico. That sounds nightmarish. We also have a U.S. Assay Office in Deadwood, South Dakota, closed. Okay, so it's in Deadwood. So now it's dead.
Obviously, it's got to have something to do with mines shutting down in an area they get mined out or whatever, so then the assay offices will eventually close.
Maybe, but we're going to have a big assay office dump here really quick. 28, radio service bulletin list radio stations call signs that are to be changed to conform with international standards. So, what were the ones that needed changing? Question mark. 1930, first round the world radio broadcast, Schenectady, New York. Schenectady? Schenectady, yeah, that one. So all the way around the world, that's awesome. Yeah. 33, 50,000 people demonstrated in Antwerp against fascism and war. All right. 33. U.S. assay offices closed in Helena, Montana, Boise, Idaho, and Salt Lake City, Utah. Huh. 34. Adolf Hitler staged a bloody purge of the Nazi Party in the Night of the Long Knives, a violent purge of his political rivals in Germany.
Yeah, so, we looked that up the other day.
Yeah. Like, I never knew of the... I've heard of it every now and then. I know about the beer hall putsch. I know he's been arrested and spent time in jail, maybe multiple times. Man, he was just a massive problem causer. Why didn't they get rid of him? Like, I mean, this is why we have exile. You see, if they had gotten rid of him, like if they had at least like exiled him somewhere, he would have never been a problem. You know, so society is sometimes way too lenient on some people. 1934 as well, Detroit radio executive George Richard paid $7,952.08 to buy NFL's Portsmouth Spartans, moving the team to Detroit and rebranding it to the Lions. All right, well, $1938 to 1938 to 2026. What would you say? $7,900 is to today.
80,000.
80,000. All right. Well, why is it giving me the fiat? No. Money. Value. There we go. All right. Inflation. Amounts. There we go. 7,000. Okay. 38. Blah blah. And you said what? 80,000?
Yeah, it's probably gonna be more than that.
I have $189,001.77.
Yeah.
So you're just 100,000 off. So. Well, we've guessed in the millions. So like, I mean, your calculator, you didn't readjust. You know, the whole thing. So, 34. French Equatorial Africa reconstituted into a single French colony and administrative units. Okay. 1935, the Senegalese Socialist Party held its first Congress. 36, 40-hour work week law approved for U.S. federal employees. 36 as well, Ethiopian Emperor Haile Selassie asked the League of Nations for sanctions against Italy. Margaret Mitchell's novel Gone with the Wind was published. So good old Gone with the Wind. Yeah. Moving on up to 1937, the world's first emergency call telephone service was launched in London using the number 999, which I think is still in service today, like, you know, in British.
Oh.
For us, it's 911.
Yeah.
For Britain, it's no in Germany 3 times. 999! So, 38. Final game at Philadelphia Baker Bowl. Giants beat Philadelphia 14-1. Wow. Superman in 38 as well. First appeared on DC Comics, Action Comics. Yep.
Thought we had that the other day.
Series issue number 1. No, we covered one being sold at auction or something.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
First edition.
Yep. 39, Heinkel HE-176 rocket plane flew for the first time at Pending Moon Day. And let's look this up here really quick. This rocket plane, look at that. It's a rocket, so it has no engines. You know, it's just
no props.
Crazy, wild stuff. 1970, Brenda Starr reporter, first cartoon strip by a woman, Dahlia Messick, began as a comic book supplement to Chicago's Sunday Tribune. Well, you know, we have an image of that here. It looks, you know, like an angry lady. So, all right. Oh, okay. Violence towards men. Oh, of course. All right. So. Now we know it's drawn by a woman. 1940, German troops began the invasion of the undefended Channel Islands. We also have U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service formed. Mom's time. 1941, Ukrainian nationalists, OUN, declared Ukraine independent. We also have during World War II, Operation Barbarossa, Germany captured Lviv in Ukraine. So, Barbarossa was, of course, the German invasion of Soviet Russia. Franklin D. Roosevelt Presidential Library and Museum in Hyde Park, New York was dedicated. Let's take a look at this, actually. I didn't even do an image search of that earlier. Oh, wow. That's a cool... it almost looks like an estate.
Yeah.
Crazy. 42, U-boats sank and damaged 146 Allied ships this month. 700,227 tons sunk. So that's the Battle of the Atlantic there.
Yeah. A lot of tonnage.
Yep. 42, U.S. Mint New Orleans ceased operation. 43, Allied forces under General MacArthur began Operation Cartwheel, island hopping in the Southwest Pacific to try to destroy Japanese base at Rabaul. So we have right here just image search a map of all the island hopping, like all the places they had to go to, all the battles that they did. I mean, like, you know.
Yeah.
I wonder who had more battles, Europe or the Pacific, you know? Because the Pacific was all islands and everything, but, you know, that makes it even that much harder.
Yeah, it does.
Because, you know, you have nowhere to fall back to other than, like, get back in your boat and run while getting shot at and hopefully not get killed. So, 44, universal strike against Nazi terror in Copenhagen. We also have the Battle of Cherbourg ended with the fall of the strategically valuable port of U.S. forces, or 2 U.S. forces. All right, so we got that. 45, a 17-day newspaper strike in New York began. I wonder over what? How many involved? Like how long is 17 days?
Mostly money.
Probably, yeah. Loon's time, except it's a couple years later, 1948. Cleveland Indians future baseball Hall of Fame pitcher Bob Lemon no-hit Detroit Tigers 2-0. And the last British troops left Israel.
Oh.
A transistor as a substitute for valves was announced at Bell Labs in 1948 as well. 1949, Dutch troops evacuated Jakarta. Why? Like, was there some volcano or something? Like, we also have 1950, U.S. General MacArthur visited front in South Korea asking for U.S. troops. Yep. 51, Victor Bourd's show last aired on NBC TV. Do you remember this by chance?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a...
Like, was it a variety show or something? Or?
Well, I don't remember all about the show. I remember him a lot, but his premise, what I remember on the show, he's a pianist.
Oh, okay.
But he's also a comedian with it.
Oh, okay. I think we've had this conversation before.
Yeah, and he's really funny.
Yeah, I gotta look that up.
Yeah, you should.
You know what?
Victor Borga.
Victor Borga show. So I'm just gonna throw this in here actually.
Or just look up Victor Borga. He does a lot of specials and stuff.
Well,
which would have been later
it's 41 out.
There he is.
So,
no, not now. I mean for your own time.
Oh yeah, no, you have that's him right there. Yeah. 51, NAACP began an attack on school segregation and discrimination. Yep. Oh, got it in that. 52 as well. Guiding Light soap opera moved from radio to TV. Okay. 53, the first Chevrolet Corvette was manufactured, rolling off the assembly line in Flint, Michigan.
So it was 52. Okay.
53.
Oh, excuse me. I was right then. 53.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there it is.
Yeah.
54, largest check, internal U.S. Treasury check at, what is that? $4,176,969,623.57. Right here.
What's that for?
I don't know. Internal U.S. Treasury check. So something the Treasury did internally. They had to transfer it to somewhere, from somewhere.
Yeah.
So we don't have an image of it. You know, so obviously, like they will not take a picture of that. That's a stupid thing to think. 55, variety TV show The Johnny Carson Show debuted on CBS TV.
Oh.
All right. 56, United DC-7 and TWA collide over Grand Canyon, killing 128 people. A TWA super constellation and United Airlines DC-7 collided above the Grand Canyon in Arizona and crashed, killing all 128 on board both airliners.
You know, I may be wrong, but I think that in 1959, Johnny Carson, that would have been his show of Who Do You Trust?
Maybe.
Yeah, okay.
56, Vladimir Lenin's Politics Testament of 1923, published in Moscow. Okay. 58, No Chevys Please by Jerry Gherkinahan peaked at number 24. And I actually have it right here. No Chevys Please. Now, what's really interesting is it switches at some point. Yeah. So, like, it starts off, like, all old, and then it gets all jumpy. So, it's really nice. I already have that in the music section on Discord.
Okay.
1958, Dutch government of William Dries ended obligatory dismissal of married teachers. Wow. You couldn't be married and be a teacher? What the hell? Obligatory dismissal... Dutch government ended the obligatory dismissal. Apparently,
so they ended it.
Yeah.
So you could get married after that.
Yeah. So, but why did they have that though? That's weird.
Know.
59, during a game in Wrigley Field, 2 balls were in play at the same time. How is that possible?
Something horribly wrong.
59 as well. There's something horribly wrong. Like, a United States Air Force F-100 Super Sabre from Kadena Air Base, Okinawa, crashed into a nearby elementary school, killing 11 students plus 6 residents from the local neighborhood. It's terrible. I'm going to look up this, when 2 balls were in play at the same time. Oh, Lord. Okay. Here we go. Yada, yada. By the time between the Cubs and Cardinals at Wrigley Field, the old order broke down and chaos reigned. 2 balls found their way into play at the same time. Well, this tells us how. I'm not going to read it, but 2 balls, 1 play. That sounds very wrong.
Yeah.
I wrote it like that intentionally, though. At least it's not 2 girls, 1 cup. So I'm surprised you even know what that is. 1960, Democratic Republic of the Congo, formerly Belgian Congo, declared independence from Belgium. So also known as Leopoldville. Okay. 60, U.S. stopped sugar import from Cuba. Okay. 62, French Foreign Legion left Algeria. Why? Why were they in Algeria? I think that's one of their colonies, right?
I believe so, yes.
LA Dodgers future baseball Hall of Fame pitcher Sandy Koufax no-hit New York Mets 5-0. First of 4 career no-hitters thrown by Koufax.
Koufax, yeah.
Yep. 1962, Rwanda and Burundi became independent. Cool. 63, Chianti massacre. A car bomb intended for mafia boss Salvatore Greco killed 7 police and military officers near Palermo. Other source says police officers and military personnel. Because, it says police and military officers. Well, are they officers? Like, as in, high ranking? Or are they just, police officers and military soldiers?
I think they're police officers. They're
not
high ranking.
Well, it says police and military.
Yeah.
No. Other source, primary source says police and military officers.
Right.
So if they're military officers, that's high ranking people. Other source says police officers and military personnel.
And I think that's what they are.
Okay.
I wouldn't go with the first one.
Yeah. 63, this is why I use multiple sources. International Labour Organization excluded South Africa from its 2-day meeting because of its apartheid policies. That's fair. We also have 64, last UN troops left Congo. Why were they there?
Yeah.
So, 65, NFL Commissioner Pete Rozelle granted ownership of the Atlanta Falcons to Ranklin Smith Sr., Executive Vice President of Life Insurance Company of Georgia. Reagan paid then record $8.5 million. 66, England spin bowler Derek Underwood went wicketless in his Test cricket debut versus West Indies at Nottingham, captured 297 wickets in illustrious 86 Test career. Okay.
We know what that is.
Leopoldville, Congo was renamed Kinshasa. Okay. 66. Some attendees of the National Conference of Commissions on the Status of Women in Washington, D.C. laid the groundwork to establish a group to speak for women's rights, the National Organization of Women, or NOW. Well,
yeah.
that's always when they want things done, is now. So, no comment?
No, no comment.
1966, the Beatles landed in Tokyo, Japan for what became their final concert tour there. They performed 5 shows at the Bukodan Hall for over 3 days and collaborated on a painting while there. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
67, the Philadelphia Phillies utility man Cookie Rojas pitched a scoreless 9th inning in 12-3 loss to San Francisco Giants. Rojas had now played all 9 positions since arriving in MLB in 1963.
Yeah.
So 4 years. Robert Henry Lawrence Jr. was named first black astronaut. Awesome. 68, East German Communist Party leader Walter Ulbricht received the, quote, Order of the October Revolution, end quote, for services to communism. That is not something to be worn on the chest. 68, Gaullist won French parliamentary election, 358 of 458 seats. So
sounds like a landslide.
Yeah. So, Gaullist, though, Gaul, what's French today used to be called Gaul back in ancient Roman times. There's, the Gauls.
Oh.
So 1958 as well. 1958, what the hell? I think this is 1968. This is supposed to be 68. I guess. Pope Paul the Sixth issued the Credo of the People of God. I wonder if that's an encyclical. 1969, in South Africa, a General Laws Amendment Bill was passed. The bill contained far-reaching provisions and restrictions affecting the administration of justice and disclosure of evidence. We also have Spain ceded IFNI to Morocco. 1970, Cincinnati's Riverfront Stadium opened as the visiting Atlanta Braves beat Reds 8-2, demolished in 2002. That's a shame. 1970 as well, IBM announced its System 370 mainframe computer. It's telling me to image search this, so I'm going to do that really quick just to see if there's anything. Okay, so it's this computer, cool mainframe type thing. 71, crew of the Russian space mission Soyuz 11 were found dead upon arrival on Earth, becoming the only people to die in space. We covered that yesterday. They were killed when their air supply escaped through a faulty valve.
The air pressure.
Yeah, they didn't. No, they didn't burn up on reentry. They lost their air.
Suffocated, actually.
Yeah. 72, Ulster Defense Association, UDA, began to organize its own no-go areas. This is a response to the continuation of Republican no-go areas and fears about concessions to the IRA. 73, Burns and Shorewheel Comedy Hour, TV variety debut on ABC. Do you remember this by chance? Burns and Schreiber Comedy Hour?
No, don't remember.
Okay, so I'm going to unmark that. 73 as well, biggest U.S. tanker, Brooklyn, christened at 230,000 tons, and that's what this guy is.
Whoa.
So this is an oil tanker.
Yeah.
You know, you see here on the right, that's a standard one, and this guy on the left is that
tanker.
Yeah, like it's just outrageous. And you were talking about something. Repeat what you said. I mean, this is obviously a stretched image, but I mean, look at.
Well, they were too big to go through the Panama Canal.
Yeah.
Which we were wondering now, with their third lane opened, if they accommodate them.
Yes, and if they'll accommodate, how much bigger can you build though?
Yeah.
But then again, that question seems to be answered pretty quickly. 1973, observers aboard Concorde jet observed a 72-minute solar eclipse. So Concorde 001 intercepted the path of a total solar eclipse and followed the moon's shadow, experiencing the longest total eclipse observation. And I actually have, here it is. This is a video explaining the whole thing. It's 9.5 minutes long, so Concorde eclipse. But it explains that, this was not by happenstance. They drilled holes into the roof and put observation windows, but they had to keep in mind the speed, the pressure, the differential, the heat, of the sun, so many things. Adding windows to whole thing. They had to almost redesign the plane. Like, they didn't build a whole new one; they modified the current one, so that way you can look up and look at the eclipse through the roof of the aircraft. But yeah, no, this is a fascinating video to watch. So it's going to be in the underbar section. Actually, I'm going to DM it to you right now really quick just to make sure that you get to see it. Because I'm sure that from your reaction, it sounds like you want to see it. It's a good watch. So, no, not that one. What else do we got here? 1974, petty thief Peter Leonard set fire to hide his burglary at a bowling alley. Fire spread next door to Gulliver's nightclub, killing 24 people in Port Chester, New York. What a piece of shit. We also have Soviet dancer Mikhail Baryshnikov defected to the West. Didn't we cover this recently, or is this somebody else?
No.
Is this somebody else?
Yeah, no, it's a dancer.
Oh, okay. Well, could have been another dancer.
No, it was him.
Okay.
That's the name. I know him.
Okay. 75.
Not personally.
Okay. I don't know, man. You knew Frank Zappa or something. So.
I didn't know Frank Zappa.
Oh, you knew somebody. I don't remember who it was. Somebody from the Doors?
Yeah, fine. Yeah.
What was his name?
Morrison.
Oh, Jim Morrison, that's right, okay. 75, a serial killer Ted Bundy victim, Shelley Robertson, disappeared in Colorado. 75 as well, Muhammad Ali retained his world heavyweight boxing crown by beating Englishman Joe Bergner by unanimous points decision in a rematch in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. University of California reported galaxies 3C123 at 8 billion light years distance. I mean, think about it. It takes light 8 billion years to get here from there. So we're seeing something that's 8 billion years ago traveling in light. So it's fascinating space. 77, Marvel Comics published Kiss comic book featuring rock group Kiss.
Yeah.
So there is actually a Kiss comic book, believe it or not. So, and in Family Guy, there is a Kiss Saves Santa. Like they somehow save Santa. Some Christmas religion apparently in that universe. 77, U.S. President Jimmy Carter canceled the B-1A bomber program, later saying that the B-1s are the B-52s. Okay, I don't know what the heck that means. 77 as well, U.S. Railway Post Office final train run from New York to Washington, D.C. So apparently the post office had their own trains and all that stuff. Yankee DH.
Designated hitter.
Oh, okay. Cliff Johnson hit 3 consecutive home runs in Toronto. Well, that explains why he's a DH. The Southeast Asia Treaty Organization was disbanded. 78, future baseball Hall of Fame outfielder Larry Doby became only the second African-American manager in MLB with the Chicago White Sox. Now, is he a black Stadian or is he white? Because, like, Elon Musk is an African-American and he's whiter than chalk. So, if they're trying to say he's black, why not just say he's black? I know I make that point almost every show, but I just really want to stress it. Why can't we just call him American? Why
Fair enough.
Why are they always stressing differences? It's kind of weird. 79, Good Time single released by Chick, Billboard Song of the Year 1979, and actually that's what this is right here. Good Time.
Yeah.
We all know this song. So. Yeah. Da da da. Da 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 da. Yeah, now it's in my head. So. 1980, British sixpence demonstrated sixpence demonetized after being in use since 1551 and used in 12 years after introduction of decimal currency. Why can't I read? Introduction of decimal currency.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. So the end of the sixpence.
Yeah. And that whole denomination thing.
Yep. 1981, China's Communist Party, led by Deng Xiaoping, officially condemned Mao Zedong's most destructive policies, especially the Cultural Revolution, while preserving his central role in the founding of the People's Republic of China. Okay. 1981, Zwakali Sisulu, president of the Black Media Workers Association of South Africa, was detained. 82, Federal Equal Rights Amendment failed 3 states short of ratification. That's unfortunate. 82 as well, New Jersey NHL franchise officially named Devils by fan balloting. Legend of the Jersey Devil, a creature that allegedly inhabited the Pine Barrens of South Jersey. Oh, so that's what they're named after. Okay. I've heard of the Jersey Devil. So have you? Yeah. The Mothman is the one that was seen on the bridge or before the bridge collapsed or something.
The what?
The Mothman. That's something else. 83, KBS special live broadcast Finding Dispersed Families began daily in Korea, documenting reunion attempts after the Cold War, later included in UNESCO's Memory of the World. That's awesome.
That is.
Yeah.
That is.
84, failed coup by cocaine growers in Bolivia. What the hell? We also have longest pro football game. Los Angeles Express defeated Michigan Panthers 27-21 in USFL playoffs. Game lasts 93 minutes, 33 seconds. Wow. We also have Pierre Trudeau officially stepped down as Prime Minister of Canada after serving 2 separate terms for a total of 15 years. Thank goodness he's gone. Freaking uglier than a troll and half as smart as one. 85, 39 remaining hostages from hijacked TWA Flight 847 are freed in Beirut after having been held for 17 days. Good. 85, LA Dodger Pedro Gonzalez set National League record of 15 home runs in June. 86, Georgia's sodomy law upheld by U.S. Supreme Court 5-4. I wonder if this is it here, because it says the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in Bowlers versus Hardwick that states can outlaw homosexual acts between consenting adults. Are those two connected? Because it sounds like.
Yeah.
So, Ao's time. 1987. Can I go through my life in 2 minutes?
No.
Patrick Sjosberg of Sweden set a new men's high jump world record, 2.42 meters or 7 feet 11 and a quarter inches in Stockholm, Sweden. The Royal Canadian Mint introduced the $1 coin known as
the loon.
You're failing everything here. What
Loony.
the hell?
Loony.
Yes, you are.
Loony.
You just dropped the ball.
I know.
The hardest I've ever seen anybody drop a ball in my entire life.
It just went blank. It's a loony.
You're the loon. You're from Canada. I mean, come on, man. Wow. I can feel the shame of every audience member watching this, being like, how did he fuck up that spectacular?
I do feel disgraced.
Wow.
I just went blank.
Wow. 87, Emmy 14th Daytime Award presentation. Susan Loki lost for the 8th time. Oh, poor lady. Oh. 88, Brooklyn, New York, dedicated a bus depot honoring Jackie Gleason and his role as a bus driver, Ralph Cramden, and the Honeymooners. Honeymooners.
Yeah.
Moomers. Bam, zoom, straight to the moon. Like, or as Fry said in Futurama, he just used beating his wife as a metaphor. Or no, he used space travel as a metaphor for beating his wife. That's right.
To the moon, Alice.
Yes. 88, Chicago agreed to build a new stadium so the White Sox won't move to Florida, on taxpayers' expense, of course. Well, that sucks. French Archbishop Marcel Lefebvre was excommunicated by the Roman Catholic Church for consecrating traditionalist bishops. Huh. 1988, sitcom Sledgehammer last aired on ABC TV. Now, I wish I knew about this. I gotta watch this entire show because I've seen clips, and this is one of them. Just watch. Just reaches into his trunk, casually pulls out a rocket launcher, has a bumper sticker that says "I love violence." He proceeds to blow the building up, of course. So, this is a Sledgehammer 1 because I have 2 clips. You remember me when I said something about a loudener a while ago, as opposed to a silencer or a suppressor? Yeah. Well, this is where I got it from.
You're gonna have a difficult time qualifying as fastest gun this year.
Just remember who you're talking to, Captain. I was born with a gun in my hand. Chief reason why I could never get babysitters.
Next up, Inspector Sledgehammer. Let me out of here.
Everybody just ducks.
Is that a silencer?
No, it's not a silencer. This little doodad is my own invention. I call it a loudener.
A loudener. And it proceeds to blow holes into the ever-living crap of the targets. Like, it's such a hilarious... I've seen other clips. There's a scene where he's just like, he goes to a church and like some nun is putting something up. He's like, hey, wait, nuns don't work on Sunday. And he shoots her and it was a criminal. Like, in disguise. Like, what the hell?
Nuns don't work on Sunday?
Yeah, it's God's day. There's no... Yeah, it's weird. 1989, Great Balls of Fire, a quasi-biographical drama film starring Dennis Quaid as rockabilly pioneer Jerry Lee Lewis premiered. Lewis hates the film and the book from which it was sourced, but praises Quaid's performance. So that's a trooper right there. Yeah. 1989, and NASA closed down tracking stations in Santiago, Chile, and Guam. New York State legislature passes Staten Island secession bill. I wonder what that entails. I'm going to do a surface level scratch of that here really quick. Whoops, did not mean to save that. Partition and secession of New York. Okay, so there's a thing in there if anybody wants to... Now I'm going to throw this in here. So, just New York. I'll just throw it under New York. There we go. 1989, Sudan suspended interim constitution following a coup. So a coup d'etat in Sudan deposed the democratically elected governor and Prime Minister Sadiq al-Mahdi and President Ahmed al-Marghani. Yikes.
Not good.
Nope. 89 as well, U.S. Attorney General Thornburg ordered Joseph Doherty deported to the UK. Well, who's that and why? Why does the name sound familiar? Joseph Doherty?
Never heard of it.
Huh. U.S. Congressman Donald Lucas found guilty of having relations with a 16-year-old girl. Yikes. Exile or execution. 1990, East and West Germany merged their economies. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. That's huge.
Yeah. South Africa in 1991, government repealed the 1913 Native Land Act, an important part of the system of apartheid, racially based Land Measures Act. So getting rid of that, finally. Good. 92, Into the Road, single released by Boyz II Men, Grammy Award Best Rhythm and Blues performance by a duo or group with vocals and Best R&B Song of 93, Billboard Song of the Year 92. That's a hell of a lot of awards for that thing. We also have 92, total solar eclipse in Uruguay for 5 minutes and 21 seconds. 93, MLB Cleveland Indians owner Richard Jacobs announced that team mascot Chief Wahoo will move with the team to Jacobs Field.
Oh.
Cool. 93, the Walt Disney Company purchased Miramax Films from founders Harvey Weinstein and Bob Weinstein for $60 million and hired them to run the division. Wouldn't that violate antitrust laws, turning into a monopoly of sorts? I mean, all these big companies, they're becoming too big.
You can merge, that doesn't mean you're in a monopoly. There could be other bigger companies than you.
Yeah, but still, I mean, it might not actually be a monopoly, but who's, outside of Windows or Mac, there's really nobody. I mean, there's Linux, but that's too complicated for me.
Of course, you know who Harvey Weinstein is, right?
Yeah, he's a scumbag. He's done a lot of horrible things.
Yeah.
I don't want to say them out loud.
Yeah, he ended up abusing his power that he accumulated with Disney.
Yep. 93, Malta was officially subdivided into 68 local councils by the Local Councils Act. I actually want to look that up here really quick. Whoops, not that. Hold on a second. There we go. Oh, hold on a second. There we go. Okay, that's the bar I wanted. There we go. So, okay, so that's all the little councils. If anybody was interested. So.
Yeah.
19, what is that? Oh, that's a thumbnail, so we don't need that anymore. 1994, Giants outfielder Darren Lewis erred after a record of 392 flawless games. That sucks. 94, pre-trial hearings open in Los Angeles against O.J. Simpson. And the U.S. Figure Skating Association banned Tonya Harding for life after finding that she helped cover up the attack on rival Nancy Kerrigan. Yeah, get her out of there. 95 as well, Exxon signed the $15.2 billion deal to develop oil and gas fields near Russia's Sakhalin Island. 97, British lease on the new territories in Hong Kong expired, established by the Second Convention of Peking. 97 as well, a leap second occurred pardon me, to synchronize atomic clocks. A leap second.
Oh.
Could have sworn that we have another leap second earlier. I think we talked about
something, yeah.
Did we talk about it earlier, leap second? Or
not today.
Okay. Well, we have a leap year and everything and stuff.
Well, yeah.
But there's another leap second or something it talks about the actual measurement of time what a leap second is. I think it's today or tomorrow. So anyway, 98 Sega Channel. Cable's first on-demand video game service closed down. That's unfortunate. Never heard of them.
Sega?
Well, I heard of Sega, but not the channel.
Oh, no, I haven't heard of that either.
I remember, the Geek Channel or whatever it was called. It was some kind of gamer thing, and there's a whole bunch of gamer shows and whatnot on, and it was great. But Sega had their own channel. That's pretty cool. 2001, home stretch here. E&I of Italy signed a $550 million contract to develop Iran's Darkwayn field, expected to produce 160,000 barrels of petroleum per day. That's a lot of barrels of petroleum per day.
Yeah.
2002, FIFA World Cup final, International Stadium, Yokohama, Japan. Ronaldo scored twice as Brazil defeated Germany 2-0 to win record 5th title, first World Cup held in Asia. 2004, Spider-Man 2, directed by Sam Raimi and starring Tobey Maguire and Kristen Dunst, was released. 2004 as well, British rock guitarist Dave Davies, the Kinks, suffered a debilitating stroke at 57. Yeah. He recovered later in 2006 to resume his music career, so that's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's unusual.
Yeah. 2005, Spain legalized same-sex marriage. Cool. 2006, Cirque du Soleil's musical acrobatic extravaganza, The Beatles' Love, opened in a specially built theater at the Mirage, Las Vegas, Nevada. 2007, a car crashed into Glasgow International Airport in Scotland, believed to be a terrorist attack. Other source says a Jeep Cherokee filled with propane canisters drove into the entrance of Glasgow Airport, Scotland, in a failed terrorist attack. This was linked to the 2007 London car bombs that had taken place the day before.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't think we reported on them, but I saw them. Yeah. 2008, Mamma Mia, the movie, starring Meryl Streep, Pierce Brosnan, and Carolyn Firth, premiered at Leicester Square, London. 2009, Yamenia Flight 626 crashed off the coast of Moroni, Comoros, killing 152 people and leaving one survivor. So, a 14-year-old girl named Bahia Bakari, who survived the crash. That's terrible. Absolutely 14 years old.
Yeah.
Whoever she was flying with, I hope to God it wasn't one of her parents.
Or all of them.
Or, well...
The whole family, how many that would be?
You're making it worse.
I know.
2011, China opened the world's longest bridge, the Nanyang Kunshan Grand Bridge for the Beijing Shanghai high-speed railway at 164.8 kilometers long, or 102.4 miles.
Jeez.
What? There's no way. Okay, now I understand. Holy crap, dude. So
That's
it just crosses a fucking ocean, like. It's not crossing a stream or a river or a lake
102 miles,
or
yeah.
a sea. It's crossing a freaking ocean. Like, look at that! They have interchanges out there. Holy shit! Wow. 2009. I wonder if it's already like begun to crumble or anything, knowing how well they build things. That was sarcasm. 2012, 30 people attending a funeral in Zamalka, Syria were killed on a day that saw 83 civilian deaths. What the hell? So I guess they got scooped up and because it doesn't sound like they were targeted, or whatever.
I don't know.
It just said a day that saw 83 civilian deaths. So I guess there's like a whole bunch of gang attack or something happening. Oh, Syria, and terrorist activity, war, maybe. Oh. 2012 as well, mid-Atlantic storms in the United States killed 13 and left millions without power in Ohio, Virginia, Maryland, and the District of Columbia, Washington, D.C. 2013, 19 firefighters are killed controlling a wildfire in Yarnell, Arizona. See, only the brave right here. I want to just show this scene really quick. This is one heck of a shot right here. But this is a movie, Only the Brave, about the Granite Mountain hotshots. I believe this is the event of this. I'm just going to play this really quick.
Okay, Constance. So you're on the south side of the fire then?
What a shot. Holy crap, fire's coming from him. I'm already getting chills. Granite Mountain. So I'm going to put it right there. It's a great movie, and I still would love to go on a road trip and pay my respects at the monument over there.
Yeah.
Just because, as a Californian, like I know what the firefighters go through. Like, I haven't done it myself, obviously, but I can at least empathize.
Yeah, I've gone through that area going up to northern Arizona.
Yeah, but it's just crazy. Anyway, 2013 as well, 30 people were killed after a fuel truck exploded in Kampala, Uganda. Yikes. Protests began in and around Egypt against President Mohamed Morsi and the ruling Freedom and Justice Party, leading to their overthrow during the 2013 Egyptian coup d'etat. 2014, the corpses of the 3 Israeli teenagers kidnapped in the West Bank earlier in the month were found. We also have U.S. Supreme Court rule that family-owned corporations can reject provisions of the Affordable Care Act, or Obamacare, on religious grounds. So that's good. And now what's really interesting is that you don't need a high school or a college degree or a diploma to start a business, but you do need one to join one. A little weird, huh?
Yeah.
So, 2015, a man self-immolated aboard a Nozomi Shinkansen train and killed one other passenger in Japan. Why is he setting himself on fire? That's wild. Hercules transporter plane crashed minutes after takeoff in Medan, in Indonesia, killing 116 people. It says, other source, a Hercules C-130 military aircraft with 113 people on board crashed in a residential area in Medan, Indonesia, resulting in at least 116 deaths.
Seems to me I saw pictures of that, taken off and just didn't get anywhere, just went on down. Oh, yeah.
Like,
I don't know if it was a military plane. That's.
Well, C-130 is a military plane.
I know. So I don't think that's the one I'm thinking of.
I mean,
no.
let me look this up on YouTube really quick to see if there's a video of this here. Transport. Okay, it's not giving me anything. So, 2015, Misty Copeland became the first Black stadium principal dancer in the American Ballet Theater. It says African American again, but once again, I'm not sure if it means black or what. So, 2016, performance of the Roundabout Theater Company's revival of Jerry Bach and Shellen Harnick's musical She Loves Me was first Broadway show live stream via Broadway HD, later released as a film. That's pretty cool. The IKEA Museum opened in the former very first IKEA store in Almhult, Sweden. There's an IKEA museum? Why?
Oh, is that weird?
Like what? They showcase, no longer held items or something? Like, what the hell?
I don't know. It can't be a museum about IKEA, can it?
It has to be.
I guess it is.
Well, look at all that.
Yeah.
Like, I guess it is showing discontinued items.
Yeah, what the original stuff, what they sold originally.
Maybe. Oh. Look at that slide. Yeah, I think this is all discontinued items. Huh. What else we got here? 2017, Germany voted to legalize same-sex marriage in a snap vote. All right. 2018, FIFA World Cup. Kylian Mbappe, at the age of 19, became only the second teenager after Pele to score twice in a World Cup match as France eliminated Argentina 4-3 in Kazan. 2018, March of the Flowers in Managua, Nicaragua, commemorating youth killed under government crackdown, turned violent with 1 person killed and 8 injured. What the hell, dude? Like, the whole point about is to commemorate, the death of the youth, not to start more deaths. What the fuck, people? 2018, the popular online game for children, Fantasia, shut down after 10 years. I never heard of it.
Never heard of that.
But I graduated in 2005, and this apparently started in 2008. So I was no longer a child. 2 members of the public confirmed poisoned by Novichok nerve agent. A woman later died in Wiltshire, England. Authorities suspected source was leftover poison from the attack on former Russian spies Sergei Skripal and his daughter. Yeah, we covered that a while ago. 2019, the Brooklyn Nets load up on elite NBA talent on first day of free agency, signing Kevin Durant from Golden State, Kyrie Irving from Boston, DeAndre Jordan from the New York Knicks. Large protest in Khartoum, Sudan against continuing military rule killed 7 and injured 181. New York marked 50 years since the Stonewall Uprising sparked the modern homosexual rights movement with huge pride marches. President Donald Trump became the first sitting U.S. president to set foot in North Korea in the Korean demilitarized zone, meeting Kim Jong-un.
Yeah.
Very easily they could have taken him out because we're still at a state of war with North Korea by being the ally of South Korea that's still in a state of war with North Korea.
It was a last-minute deal.
Yeah.
Trump was in South Korea. He says, "Hey, let's meet."
No, he's like,
oh, okay.
No, he's like, hey, let's meet. We'll have the best meeting ever between, the world leaders. Nobody else will have a meeting as good as this one. I guarantee you that. 2020, China's new national security legislation for Hong Kong came into force. So the Hong Kong National Security Law was passed by the Standing Committee of the National People's Congress and immediately came into effect after Gazetto. No idea what that meant. 2020, FC Barcelona's Argentine soccer superstar Lionel Messi scored his 700th career goal, a cheeky Panica penalty in a 2-2 draw against Atletico Madrid. For the first time, less than half of the working age population was working in Brazil, with 7.8 million losing their jobs March through May, according to Brazilian Institute of Geography and Statistics. Holy crap, that sounds horrifying. 2021, did you hear what I said? Mm-hmm. The first time, less than half of the working age population is working.
Yeah.
That's not good.
That's not good at all.
2021, Stadion Abhinav Mishra became the youngest chess grandmaster ever at 12 years and 4 months, surpassing Sergei Karjagin.
We talked about someone like that.
Huh. We also have a Stadion actress Allison Mack sentenced to 3 years for her role in the NXVIM sex cult in New York State. Yikes. Bangladesh began a 1-week lockdown enforced by the army as Kung Flu case soared due to the Delta variant. More of this fear-mongering. Extreme heat wave caused at least 100 deaths in British Columbia, according to state coroner's office. Pennsylvania Supreme Court overturned comedian Bill Cosby's sexual assault conviction, ruling that the prosecutor who brought the case is bound by his predecessor's agreement not to charge Cosby in return for Cosby's testimony in a related civil suit. Cosby was immediately released from prison. Wow.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Was overturned?
A lot of bullshit,
Wow.
So, I still don't think that he did it. I think he's innocent. So, but shit like this should not happen. It's just, because if he did do it, he just got away with it. This is bullshit. 2021, the Tiger Fire, ignited near Black Canyon City, Arizona, went on to burn 16,278 acres, or 6,587 hectares of land before being fully contained on July 30th, a month.
Wow.
Yeah, the 30th, yeah, a month. 2022, Ketanji Brown Jackson, at the age of 51, was sworn in as the 104th Justice of the U.S. Supreme Court, replacing Stephen Breyer at the age of 83 upon his retirement, becoming the first black woman, the sixth female, and the third black to be seated by the first black woman. So these two check marks now combine to do another check mark. Yeah. So, God, I hate talking about people as check marks, but that's just how things are anymore these days. 2022 as well, New York was named the world's wealthiest city, home to 345,600 millionaires and 59 billionaires, with Tokyo and San Francisco making up the top three. Yeah, because it costs an egregious amount just to fucking live there, you know? 2022, U.S. Supreme Court landmark ruling limiting U.S. Environment Protection Agency to regulate power plant pollution in case brought by West Virginia. Yeah, if they want to go after pollution, go after China and India. 2023, former Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro was barred from running for office for 8 years by the country's Supreme Electoral Court after he was found guilty of abusing his power. Barred for life. U.S. Supreme Court ruled 6-3 that graphic artists can refuse work from same-sex couple in a defeat for gay rights. Oh, so unless others are forced to do their bidding, it's not a right? Like, that's bullshit.
I don't understand that.
Basically, saying, like, it's a defeat for gay rights because the law isn't using the law by force to make people do things for the gays, for the homosexuals. So they ruled that graphic artists, so like, you know, that people who draw, can refuse work from same-sex couples.
Oh, okay.
So like, if somebody wants you to draw a man kissing a man, you can refuse. Okay. Yeah. Well, it's calling it a defeat for gay rights. What the fuck? No, that's a victory for everybody's rights. You know. Because otherwise, now you're forcing somebody to do something that they don't want to do, you know. So it's only a right if it's a gay right or something, right? Like, you know, what the hell is this stupid mentality? This is dumb. 2023, U.S. Supreme Court ruled 6-3 against the Brand administration's student debt forgiveness plan for 40 million students, saying the president overstepped his authority. Yep. So. And I remember everybody was all upset about it. It's like, dude, you really thought he was going to do that? Yeah. I mean, no way. 2023, Vienna, Austria-based newspaper Wiener Zeitung, final print edition headline read, 320 years, 12 presidents, 10 emperors, 2 republics, 1 newspaper, as they become an online-only entity. That's awesome. Yeah. I hope they're still around.
Way to put it.
Yeah. We also have a Tajik citizen with ISIS connections wanted in Tajikistan for murder and kidnapping, killed 2 people at Chisinau International Airport in Moldova after being denied entry to the country.
Jeez.
Execute this fucker. Yeah. End him. And last but not least, Inside Out 2 became the first film since Barbie in 2023 to earn $1 billion globally. I'm sure they both lied about that. You know, because who's actually, you know, looking in, you know...
You ever heard of Inside Out?
I've heard, yeah, it's a stupid Pixar. It's about feelings having feelings. It's stupid. It's very stupid. No.
And that first one since Barbie. Great.
No, look. This is Inside Out. See, these are the feelings. That's like anger. That's fear. That's depression. That's envy, and that's happiness. They're physical manifestations of emotions, and they made a movie out of it. And then there's a sequel that we just covered.
Too.
Yeah. So, anyway, that shall conclude the show. Once again, please check the underbar of the description below for any links that you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. A lot of history has and continues to be made. You know, we brought you actually a majority of our 45 pages from 2 scripts or two sources. Yeah, a lot of stuff happened today. Tomorrow's going to be worse. So, anyway. For all of you and all of us, like, you know, what's a good code word? Let us know that they're still watching. Like
42.
42. Yeah. Put in 42 in the. Is that political?
No, that's pages.
Okay.
Now, how many pages you had?
I think so. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Anyway, Yeah, put number 42 like in the other part of the description below. Let us know you're still watching. Anyway, for all of you and all of us, I am Xander.
Golden Loon.
And UVRU, and for your dose of best events daily, we stream at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. Don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles!